Salut, je m'appelle David Kinyanjui. Je suis ici avec ma fille. Bienvenue à tous.
Hello. So I hope you guys have been having a lovely time. My friend challenged me not to say hey guys and so on my YouTube videos. So apparently I say those two words way too many times. Let's see how today's video will be. Today I'm with my father. He's just given you an intro in French. He speaks a bit of French, so he's very rusty.
You can say that again.
He's very rusty. So we'll be doing, oh, I already said the first one. We'll be doing, it's kind of like a get to know me video. Let's see how it will turn out. So I have a couple of questions, and he also has questions that he'll ask me about himself and vice versa. Well, do you want to start or I start?
Yeah, let me start.
Aye.
My cheeky daughter. Can you relate two of the many interesting moments I have told you about my growing up in a rural setting?
Two of the many
stories I've told you about my growing up in rural setting.
I remember you had Koshiako.
I knew you had to start with that.
You had Koshiako, and two, you had Ulumwana Jigas.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, can you recall my...
Let me go on.
Okay.
You, me, Eva. I'll start with an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
When is my birthday?
Your birthday is 1st of March.
Which year?
You have a birthday every year?
No, which year?
2000.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. You.
Now, as a young kid, can you recall how you used to pronounce milk and how your brother Sami used to pronounce gazeti and sabuni?
I used to say ufwa.
Interestingly, Maggie somehow could not get to pronounce maziwa. Even when you ask her to say ma, she would say ma. Z, that would come out as z. Wa is wa. But then the whole word maziwa would always come as ufwa for some reason. For quite a while it baffles us. Indeed, her nickname is Ufwa. Don't tell anyone.
They named me Ufwa. They nicknamed me Ufwa. Sami used to say Zazeti. You know?
Zageti.
Zageti.
Yeah.
Zageti. What's that?
And sabuni?
I can't remember yet.
Well, you don't know your business well. Fuduni.
Oh, yeah. Fuduni. Why do you call me Meg? Or Mandate? He calls me Meg. Hence the name of my business. I've named it Meg's Pastries because he calls me Meg. Yeah. So why did you call me Meg?
As a young girl, Maggie somehow, as she cried, she would always meh. That would come out in her cries. And so I came to nickname her Meg. Long before I later came to know, after all, many people abbreviate Margaret as Meg. MEG.
And Mandate?
Mandate is because whenever she was asked her name when we went out by people, she would say, my name is Mandate. As a very young kid who could not pronounce Margaret.
Your turn.
Now, can you remember until she became consciously aware how your mother used to pronounce the names of your two brothers, the first names of your two brothers?
Mom. Oh! Mom used to say Defi. Mom is a typical Kikuyu, so she doesn't have letter V. So she used to say Defi and Elfis. So then this time we were going to church. Defi, I'm just here 5 years. Mom is here with us. Oh, it's my turn. Can you name 4 of my friends?
Very quickly, myself.
Not family.
Are we not your friends?
Not family, friends.
Yeah, I know Chelsea, whom I refer to as Manu, jokingly. I also know. Honestly, I don't know the others. I know them by face, but not by name.
You just know one friend?
By name. I know the rest by face. I make an effort.
Okay.
Or they need to make an effort of making me know them.
Yeah, maybe. Your turn.
Now, as a young kid, can you recall the incident your brother Sami had with chicken that have made him fear them to death?
Yeah, I can. Yes, I have. So, Sami had gone to feed the chicken one time. I think he was like 5, and so he was a little boy. He was short, so he's going to feed the chicken, and then I don't know what happened, but somehow when he was throwing them the food, they were pellets.
They were like 2 grains.
Yeah, somehow when he was throwing the chicken greens, one of the chickens jumped on his head and started pecking him. Sami is now 13 and he still has a fear of chicken. Anyway, the other one. When did I start acting? And what and where was it?
If I recall, it's about 2 years ago.
Which year?
But before then, we had seen some talent in you in acting. Through joking around with your brother, some would come out a bit nasty because he was not, as a young boy, he could not somehow buy the jokes he used to follow, especially the nasty ones. Yeah, and until 2 years ago is when you indicate that you start recording. You showed us a few clips and we thought, hey, you have it, go for it.
Okay, so it was 4 years ago though.
Oh, time flies.
Yeah.
So, it was 2 years
so
ago.
which was the first play I performed? Like, what was the name of the play and where was it?
Yeah, there was this one where I don't like by your theme of sad ending.
Sad ending?
Where it's like
no,
you're
play,
not
film. Play.
Play is when you acted with this group after your 4th form. I can't remember the name of the group, but we came to watch the play at Kenya National Theatre, and we were so proud to see you on stage, especially doing the line of "Nani atanirolia," which was the catchphrase at that time.
Nice.
Can you recall and relate the scary episode I had at Malindi Beach?
At Malindi?
Yeah.
Which year?
When we visited Malindi, the only time we have gone to Malindi, me as family.
You lost the khakis in the sand?
At the beach, yeah. That was one of the most scary one. It's when I was swept away by waves.
Oh! Oh yeah. Yeah, he was. That was in 2016.
Yeah. Can you relate what happened? 2018 specifically.
It was 2016.
2018.
It was 2016.
No.
Mom, when was
it?
it?
2018.
2016, because I was still in high school.
2018.
16.
It was 16.
Okay. We can revisit it.
We had gone to take those big floaters, ones that look like tires, and then we had just come from snorkeling, and then the waves were really strong because the water was coming back out.
Yeah.
And then I think you didn't have the tire that time.
I had, but somehow I mistimed the waves.
And then, but that time after Mimi, those waves
and
really
before I
did me
recovered,
another
bigger
one.
wave came and I was swept away, and you guys were laughing when I was actually struggling for breath. I was struggling for stability, and of course I was scared because I'm not the best swimmer around.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Which instrument do I play? When did I start playing it, and which music school did I go to?
Maggie is the most invested person in the family by myself in terms of your hobbies. I remember buying you a piano from no other place than Thailand, which was not in my budget and it really messed my budget when I was there for a medical tour. So I know you're quite good at piano and hardly anything else in terms of instruments. Yeah.
Which music school did I go to?
My music school, that is in my house.
No,
Self-taught.
no.
Did you go to?
Yeah.
And I paid for it?
Yeah.
I have paid for a lot of
Kamata.
Okay.
2018.
Now I remember. Yeah.
For like 3 months.
Then you didn't need to record something in music or so that we are able to see the fruits of our labor as it were.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a short clip here.
Now, can you recall the name of my dog when I was young as a boy? And I've told you these many stories and how it used to behave, how it used to be an embarrassment for me whenever we went to country with other boys.
Yeah, I remember. Dad grew up like Ushago, interior. Ushago. The name of your dog was Sumu.
Correct.
And when you used to go hunting, he used to run away. Instead of actually helping catch the prey, he used to run away and embarrass you.
Yeah, he used to come and actually coil around my legs, and that would come out as a very embarrassing thing for me. And of course, whenever we caught prey, somehow we used to share out per effort by our hunting dogs. So Sumu did not really qualify as a hunting dog. And I think it's because basically she was very malnourished, so she could not stand chase up with other dogs when they are chasing prey, and indeed she used to fear prey, including the small ones like rabbits.
So if you own a dog, why don't you like Casey? Casey is our current dog.
Basically because Sumu embarrassed me so much, I've never recovered.
So you are reflecting your trauma on Casey.
I need some counseling around me. So throw that.
What is one advice you wish you would have had when you were my age? An advice you wish you were given when you were my age that you would give me?
The advice I would give that we never used to get from our parents then is to be bold and to stand up to challenges. Unfortunately, as we grew up in those ages, 70s and early 80s, we were literally left to our own devices without the benefit of mentoring, and the approach of parenting then was to have kids being submissive, being basically inaudible. You would not stand up to challenge the views or positions of anyone older than you, certainly not anyone your parents' age, including your own parents. So that is the advantage we didn't have that you guys have, where you're able to have a discussion around the table, and you tell me about your fears, your aspirations, and I would share what I see of you. Those days, having a sit around with your parents was a tall order. Indeed, many a times when it came to asking for fees or anything that is monetary, you would go through the soft route of going through mom, as opposed to having a sitting with your dad.
Yeah. So you'd say your parenting style is different from your parents, from what you saw?
It's totally different, and indeed I shudder to imagine how you guys would grow under that environment.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm basically done.
Oh, you're done. Okay, I only have one more. So, give us the story of like your first job or first property ever, or how did you do it, given that you came from very humble beginnings. Because Dad had a very hard childhood. Maybe you can start with that first, and then I'll answer the question.
Yeah, that is an interesting matter to relate. As you would expect when you have grown with ones basically barely affording food at household level, and here you are, thanks to God, you've gone through school system, you've graduated, and you've secured your first job. My first call and persistent call to date was saving, and more saving. Indeed, in my class, as it were, I was probably the first one to buy a property. 38K quarter acre plot.
Where?
Somewhere in Thika. And I had to show my girlfriend, who is presently my wife.
Come say hi.
and we hiked to the plot.
He made me walk when he was riding.
And since I was not comfortable with my riding on a borrowed bike, I had to sort of ride in a slow pace. And she was a very good walker. She is no longer good at walking. She would walk faster than the bike. So we got to the land and I showed her the vehicles. I was a proud owner of some property. A lot of water has certainly gone under the bridge. Thanks to God, we've been blessed with investments, and indeed we disposed of that particular property 15 or so years later, of course at a good capital gain. So it's been, I must say, I benefited from that fear of remaining poor by way of developing saving culture, having some aptitude or growing some aptitude for investment, and that has really helped the household position.
Oh, okay. That is good. Thank you. So, okay, we're actually done with our questions, unless you have an additional one.
No, just to thank audience, keep supporting this girl.
Let us
look like she has some dream and vision, to go places in the thespian world.
Actually, can you imagine? Dad also used to act.
Yes, I acted Kongi's Harvest by Wale Soyinka.
Where?
When I was in university, second year, at the University Theatre. And indeed that play, because of its political lineage that was heavily scrutinized at that time, it was banned by the former president. Moi. Yeah, we were to have a national tour, but we only had a few shows in Nairobi, and somehow those who were coming to listen in for the government, we were in a very controlled environment politically those days. It was adjudged to be adverse to the political play at that time. So fortunately we were not arrested. So we escaped with our efforts, but without money.
So you see, acting comes from Dad. So let us end with did you know? Like something I'll tell you that you didn't know about me, and you'll also do the same. So did you know I was once trying to write a book about you? It was like a biography.
I didn't know. I wish I can feed into it in a big way.
Yeah, but without, I had not told you. I wanted it to be like a surprise. But it was kitambo, and then I don't know what happened. I used to type it in the old computer, but then that computer, what happened to it?
It just stopped working.
Yeah.
Do you know, you almost gave up on you when you were a kid, because you never used to eat. At one point, we actually had to beat you to get you to eat just a little for sustenance. and we took you to hospital, and you were asking the doctors whether they would put you on some hormones or whatever that will make you somehow feel hungry and ill. We actually spent sleepless nights worrying about you. At one point, we had some blame game. I would blame your mother that maybe has not identified what is it that you like and you can eat. And whenever I used to ask you, what do you want to eat? I want chips. Chips was chips for you. I would go buy chips. You take 2 pieces and that is it. I say, no. What else do you want? Soda, Rush, Coke, Fanta, Sprite. And you don't take a sip, but the rest is playing. You leave the rest with your brothers and sisters. So we actually don't know how you grew. At one point we were wondering, now how will she survive when she goes outside the home setting, and for example when you go to boarding. But then boarding changes. Like when you went to boarding, you came with some pounds on you, and I was wondering, is this Maggie or is this someone else's daughter? Good.
But I've always had a problem with eating, because I remember actually when I was being fed, and then obviously I'm being forced to eat. So and then I refuse to chew. So the food stays in my mouth till it's not solid anymore. It's liquid. It's even pouring. I refuse to swallow. But I never used to get hungry. No, I was not hungry.
Yeah, I think so. Yet you used to burn a lot of energy. You are quite playful. You know, indeed compared to your brother here and the others. We struggled.
But anyway, that was good. Anything else?
Did you know that I fear heights so much?
You fear heights?
So much. Of course, I can't show you with people because I have to be the head of family.
Why?
I fell from a tank, and I don't think I've ever told you guys. When, as a young boy, we used to go look for, after our parents' goats in the far fields. And there was a coffee farm by a local cooperative that had a big water tower. Mischievous boys, we went up the tank. We were chasing after a bird's nest that was up there. And I think I was pushed by my friend. Because I came down tumbling from up there. Thank God I didn't break a limb, but I attracted very heavy beating when I went back home. Despite the fact that I did not actually jump out of my own volition. The fact that I was up there and fell, and therefore in the judgment of my parents, I was engaging in mischief. I was beaten until I was wondering, why did I talk about having fell? Those days, whenever you are found to have contravened some rules, you are beaten by whoever found you out there. And also when you got home and either reported the beating or the person who beat you reported, you was beaten by your parents. So there was communal upbringing, communal disciplining, as it were, communal responsibility for good conduct of kids.
Yeah, okay. That's tough. That's toxic. But anyway, that's pretty much it. We're done with the video. It was good. We learned some facts, like heights. Who's afraid of heights? Anyway,
Thank you.
that was good.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye.